Yes, this is just going to be a great match. Good energy all around. Let's enjoy.
The Blue Wall versus our current world champions. I'm Stumpy, joined by the legendary CJ, and there is one man in this lobby that stands head and shoulders right now above anybody else, and that is Monkey Moon. He is leading across the board in every place that you want him to.
He's back, as we said. This team, BDS, the reigning world champions who, well, they went off the ball a little bit, Stumpy. They fell off the radar, dropping down in the rankings in Europe, but this new acquisition of Rise, I mean, sometimes things just work out, you know. You just start talking about someone and he pops off. There he is, the new man on the block, the new kid. But he's got a wealth of experience as well behind him. Gets the first goal on the board. BDS, they just look alive now, Stumpy.
And Rise is the man with the unending confidence as well, it seems like. I spoke to him yesterday in his interview after they managed to take down Moist, and he was just like, yeah, look, I play with the most brain-dead teammate in Monkey Moon, but he is phenomenal. Like, he had nothing but good things to say about his teammates. He was talking nonsense about everybody in Europe. He set dumpster fires on social media over the last 48 hours now, and he has been the player on BDS that has come in and has really given them that brand new life.
We're seeing time and time again as well, particularly now with all these players so close in skill, except Monkey Moon might just be different. He might just be different gravy right here. Monkey with the double tap to open up this lower final. Look at this.
The full court carry, and Monkey Moon drops it down on the double. 45 seconds, 2 beautiful goals so far for BDS. And Monkey Moon has been at the top, that's what I was saying, of those stats. When we look at his shift rating, I believe it's now called, he was number 1 by a decent margin too. And Exotic there with a decent chance can flick it around, fakes out Rise. What wonderful control for KCorp, who at this point could be floundering, but they're making sure that they have a lot of composure.
Exotic couldn't get the angle there, so he just faked out Rise completely. Seiko couldn't get back front post, and just Exotic working something out of nothing. The positioning was a little bit off to secure that open net, but he may do, and just sent Rise packing those ankles. I mean, he hurt his wrist, Stumpy, and now I think he's going to need a moon boot.
Well, he hurt his wrist, and also yesterday he apparently fist bumped Monkey Moon too hard and bruised his knuckle. Like, that man is made of paper and glass, and I just don't respect it at all.
I'm not sure if they're celebrating a little bit too hard over there at Team BDS, but I do know Vatira's got a double touch blocked out and bumped by Monkey Moon off the ball. This has been an action-packed game number 1. Both teams just look warmed up, ready to go and firing right now.
What a great bump from Vatira, making sure that the defense can't come in too confidently. But the ball just flies way over towards the blue side of the pitch. Monkey Moon going central, but Vatira is there to lurk and wait. Goes to the ceiling, goes to the backboard, down for that triple. And with as many touches as you like, it is a French fancy goal.
This is just the highlight reel right now. Vatira down the other end. It's Monkey Moon down the other one. And Vatira with the double touch. That angle was ridiculous. Just the level of difficulty to hit that shot. But it just seems like Vatira, you know, we call him right now the best player in the world. He just hits that time and time again.
Lovely touches so far from both teams to be getting 2 goals apiece. With BDS getting those initial 2, KCorp managed to wrestle it back just somewhat. Exotic with a very boisterous pass towards Vatira, but with a sideball redirect pass back towards Exotic, isn't able to get any kind of angle towards the goal on it. And Vatira with a back pass and gets bumped out of the way by Monkey Moon. Itachi now clearing it back, trying to find Seiko, but the bumper of Itachi then finds Seiko on that sidewall with 1 bump, and Exotic down for that double touch. Has to be that speedy defense coming back in control for BDS, and now the offense.
They're linking up now, BDS, and getting back to my earlier point before I was rudely interrupted by Monkey Moon hitting an incredible double touch. It's just, I feel like nowadays in Rocket League, it's more about the chemistry, the vibes, and I think Rise is really bringing a new level of just fun and positivity to this lineup, and it looks like it's really rejuvenated Seiko and Monkey Moon in particular, as you said, popping off this tournament so far. They certainly just look like they're having a good time. They're all playing together at their boot camp, and it's working wonders so far.
Rise yesterday described the French language as gobbledygook. When he said that, you know, they're talking to each other, he doesn't always understand it when they speak fast because it's all gobbledygook. It's like, you need to be good friends with your teammates to basically say, your mother tongue, I can't understand it, and it's also ridiculous.
I respect that from right there. But, you know, I mean, he just fits into any environment. He's so comfortable as well off the pitch, and I think that's really helping this team out, just having a new face, a new idea of how to play the game. But Itachi's got other ideas, slots that one home and gets the lead for KCorp.
And Vatira picking up that back corner boost into the immediate demo on the defender. Monkey Moon nowhere to be found, and so the touch from Itachi is able to come in from that side wall. KC managing to get 3 unanswered on a trot. Well done to them with a minute 50 remaining. It's going to fall to either another goal for them to really lock in this game, or BDS potentially wanting to wrestle back that control.
This sums up KCorp right now as well. You know, the well-rounded performance, all 3 members getting a goal, individual plays as well from all 3, and that's why they are the past, well, I guess the reigning major winners, if you will, at what we saw in San Diego. And I mean, they're picking up where they left off here. I know they're in the lower bracket, but they're still looking like that firepower, that dominant force in this region.
Minute 15, and a pass up from Exotic finds Itachi. Now Exotic is waiting, seeing if he's going to be called into action. He is, but then he misses the ball, so potentially having to fake down on Rise. Seiko going for one long shot and the demo to remove Itachi from the conversation entirely. Back corner for Vatira, the boost is present, and so is he on this ball. The midfield is also going to find him, and one dunk burns a few more seconds off that clock, and now we're under the 1 minute mark. BDS, despite having that early lead with the 2 goals, KC have absolutely made this game their own.
They've settled back in. Vatira does get the skim sidewall. Rise, not the best clear, but Seiko's downfield. BDS just throwing caution to the wind. Seiko goes for the angle. Just not quite going to get there with the defense. The rotations coming in from KCorp. 35 seconds left. Vatira off the sideball, double touch. Oh, Monkey moves off, but he misses. Itachi follow-up, cut by Rice. Now it's a 2-on-1. Flicked over the top. Exotic just gets a touch, gets the demo, but just gives KCorp enough time here, and maybe out of jail, Vatira can't get it on target.
There's Monkey Moon to miss that first save as Vatira goes high. He does get faked, but then Seiko intelligently staying low, making sure that he covers both angles with his positioning. Itachi now challenging versus Monkey with 0 boost, though. It's going to be tight in the finals. 5 seconds to the counts down. Seiko needs to keep this high. He attempts to, but Vatira, the blue wall, bats it straight back down again. As soon as it hits the ground, KC take that game number 1. Exotic, a good chance to fake there, but instead does go for one touch. Monkey Moon, his chance is even harder as Itachi goes for one. He's going to smash that one straight down. With a corner bounce, it falls back to Monkey Moon.
He's giving him a chance here. Vatira's got to have to clean up. That ball should have hit the ground. Perhaps he can stay in the air. Rise tries to keep it up. Monkey Moon has space to work with. No boost, pops it up. Dunked out. There it is. Ball hits the deck, and KCorp come back in game number 1 to take the lead in the series.
A little bit unfortunate, I feel, for BDS when they took that 2-goal lead quite early on in that game as well. So not going to be too happy, I'm sure, with letting 3 goals run away from them as well. Very even in shots, however, across the board. Yeah, KCorp with that 1 win, that lower bracket semi-final, and their lower bracket run in general. It only started when they fell down yesterday to Vitality, but this run is only going to be the first step, CJ, in the teams that they'll need to play to win.
And an action-packed game number 1 at that as well, Stumpy. It was everything right there. Double touches. I love we talk about Monkey Moon, the firepower he's bringing so far, you know, this tournament, this split, and for Vatira to just go straight down the other end and say, you know, come on, I'm still here right now as the best player in the world. So it's good to see this little back and forth. And, well, that's what you're going to get from these 2 teams. I know BDS previously, you know, they've fallen off a little bit, but it just feels like with Rise picking up, you know, or the acquisition of Rise on this roster now, Stumpy, they are just right up there, top 3, at least top 4 here in EU, as we're seeing in this first region.
It's the corner that BDS had to turn, realistically. It's a shame to see Extra be put onto that subs bench where he's such a phenomenal player, but he's not able to actually play in any tournaments. Only scrims mode, I believe, along with Sizen and Astral. Don't know how many scrims they're doing, but it seems a shame to see him not be on a top team. However, BDS, they haven't been a top team. That trio has not been there, and Rise has breathed a lot of fresh air back into those big BDS lungs.
There's a few subs in limbo at the moment, but Rise, well, he's having to do the limbo underneath that defender there in net. He opens it up again, game number 1. It's just rinse and repeat. We're back here, and it's Rise again to open it up.
And there's an early goal too for BDS, realistically. You know, first 30 seconds, it's a great pass central coming in from Monkey Moon. Rise being able to tap it in. KC, that defense, not quite there at the start of this second game. Now, Monkey Moon challenging along with Exotic. Will find Itachi, finds Vatira, and Seiko bumps him straight out of the sky, forcing him to use more boost reposition. Monkey Moon with a slanger onto the back wall. That's going to be completely open. That's going to be Monkey Moon forcing that backline defense to stretch thin.
the speed was massive in the mispositioning there. It was just a touch and not being able to get back in time. He had to slam it off the wall, couldn't get a second touch. Monkey Moon just rolls it in easy as you like. And, well, it feels a little bit like a rinse and repeat of game number 1, but that didn't work out too well for BDS.
They're going to want to learn those lessons from that first game too. Because now KC, you know for a fact, they're going to be more aggressive. They're going to turn it on as much as they humanly can. As the first minute elapses, BDS, as we've said, they've established that 2-goal lead quite early on. Exotic sending it long, but finds absolutely no one. Monkmoon can pick up with near 100 boosts. Exotic to challenge. Onto the backboard, nobody up to challenge Itachi. He's there for the double, but Seiko realizes that backboard has to stay covered, otherwise they're going to keep sinking incredible shots, as we saw Vatira do in that first game. And Monkey Moon, the player on his side, getting a beautiful double touchdown.
Both teams look settled right now as well. I know there was, as you said, a lot of firepower there in game number 1, but what is BDS to just get that early lead, and maybe they just got a little bit too ahead of themselves in game 1. Let's see if Rice can learn from it. Shot on net, double commit there from KCorp. Is there a follow-up? Monkey Moon pops it up high, but Seiko's just hanging out. And maybe this is the change here for BDS. They get the lead, and they just need to settle down a little bit in that midfield.
Yeah, the midfield, I feel, as you say, it's betraying them somewhat, where there'll be the occasional long shot pushing everybody to fly back onto that BDS side of the pitch. But Vatira, again, letting that ball go. Finds Seiko from Monkey Moon onto that backboard. The double touch is completely free, but the net absolutely isn't. 3 players to challenge. The double save on the goal line. KC are staying stoic, firm, and so far holding off that 3rd goal.
They're doing all they can, but it needs to get down the other end here, KCorp. They have to find an opening, a way back into this game. Still half the game left here, though. They do have the early lead. The first on the board, Itachi. Flip reset. Monkey Moon's getting bumped. They go in. Exotic just gets the cleanup crew back post, but it was the bumps coming through, the aggression, and Itachi the beat out and flip reset. That's special.
He snuck it through the gap that Seiko has left between the ceiling and himself. And that must be a ball's width plus 1% of a ball, because it went through completely untouched to the narrowest of margins. Seiko now trying to score through these narrow margins, brings another immediately from the kickoff, and that is pure aggression on that cheek.
I'm not sure where you were going with the dimensions of things at the moment, but I don't mind the wedge in there from Seiko to get one back here. As we said, still half a game left. There's only 2 goals there. 4 goals scored in half a game, Stumpy. You have to think that KCorp still fancy their chances, particularly what we saw in game number 1 with the comeback.
Yeah, I mean, KC letting 3 goals go, I believe, is pretty relatively rare. I can't think how many teams have the opportunity to score 3 goals against them in any given game. But so far, I'd say we're halfway through, and we've seen BDS do exactly that. Itachi onto that left wall. Doesn't see anybody to pass to until then it finally falls back down towards Exotic. The challenge by Seiko. Now the right wall is home to just a horribly awkward bounce, but Itachi to pick up onto the ceiling. Taps it down for Exotic, but instead it is intercepted. And Vitality, they're trying to snipe out and nip in the bud any of these passes that start to flourish.
Monkey Moon challenges out Exotic now. Vatira goes to the low 50. Can't get the follow-up. No boost to work with. Rise off the ceiling. Itachi's awkward. Does get the touch and the follow-up from Vatira. Goes wide. Seiko pushing forward. BDS, they want a 4th on the board here. They want to secure this game. Level up the series. Maybe Monkey Moon off the bounce. Seiko has time to work with. He's got a little bit of room. Exotic off the ceiling. No boost. Does get a 50 out. Forces a touch. KCorp in defense, Stumpy, but, well, it's down the wrong end right now if they want to make that comeback.
I mean, KCorp in defense has still only made 4 saves in total compared to the 7 shots that we've seen BDS put on. They've got 3 goals from it, so they've saved every single one that hasn't managed to make its way in, but they're only finding themselves on that defense in the first place. That's going to be a nice chance for a dunk. Vatira can't get another worldly dunk in this chance. Now Rise, we enter the final minute. He's going to work it past Itachi. Pinches central. That wraps around beautifully. And Rise does it all himself.
I didn't think he could get it again here. He just put a wide bit of rolled up off the front post, and he found another way in. He went off the sidewall, the pace, putting it in the top corner. Rise doing it all himself. He doesn't need a team. He's infield past that to himself, Stumpy.
Lovely, lovely touchdown. We spoke about a Doomsy dish on the pre-show. We'll just call it a dish for the sake of Johnny's eye twitching at the mention of a player name in a mechanic. Rise can't quite get that touch away from Itachi. Instead, he shoots just high of the target. Seiko to the ceiling. 35 boost challenges Vatira. Ends up going for that 50 down because they are still clear by 3 goals. You don't need to be silly and let any of these chances go. Rise actually taking a chance there. Could have probably just hit that hard on target and given it the 5th, but instead Falls back down towards Seiko to challenge Vatira. The back corner boost taken. That one's shot wide. Vatira passing central. Exotic to receive.
That's not...
That is an all-man play, an all-out offense from KCorp.
Everyone from KCorp getting involved, but Tira just floats down off the crossbar and finds Exotic, who slots it away behind two defenders. KCorp, well, that's the three-man special. That's what they're known for, those team plays out of nowhere, just the creativity, and they find a goal back. They still need two more. It feels like it's all over Red Rover, unless Exotic can get a double, but Rise has other ideas.
Defense from BDS has to be holding firm. The final 15 seconds, Monkman bumps away Vatira from that chance. Seiko now just trying to burn a few seconds away. That game management from him was great yesterday. Can it be continuing? Monkeyman can tap that one down below Vatira. That is game secured. And it falling the way of the new boys on the rise.
Fantastic response. Scoring 5 goals as well against KCorp in any game is a massive achievement. And, well, they've let in a couple of worldies there down the other end, but I mean, BDS, great response there. They had game one under wraps. They left that lead. They've a little bit of a trend from this team as well, just coming out firing and giving up the lead. But this time they find a way. They hold on and they keep adding to the scoreline. Seiko puts it at 6. Tie ball game, Stumpy. I think we've got a bit of a series here.
I mean, they've scored 6 in this game, BDS, versus the KCorp, who's so far through this event, their goals conceded have been pretty high compared to their normal. They're around 2.3 goals conceded per game, and their average on the season is 1.6. They are conceding a considerable amount more goals than they have done in a season where they've won a major as well, and that 6 will not be sitting pretty on the stat sheet.
Just maybe a little bit loose in this first regional here of the winter split, but you know, you get that with the big jobs. Actually, what split is it? Spring split, sorry.
We're in spring,
it's winter,
mate.
guys. We're going into winter in Australia. Things are getting confusing. Just bear with me here, but KCorp, they found a way with a few goals. Yeah, they just let me go. Just let me go for a second, Stumpy. All right,
Okay,
let me go.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
sorry. We also don't call it fall in the UK. It should be the autumn split, realistically.
Yeah,
Here we are.
What, fall? What are you doing?
Owned
Fall?
by
Where
our
are you
American
falling?
corporate overlords. Thanks,
What does
Epic Games
fall
and
mean?
Stylenics. What does
I've
fall
never
mean?
understood what fall meant.
Oh,
Like,
leaf fall down. Call it autumn. Anyway.
Is that why? They just thought, they looked
It's
at the
leaf
tree and
fall
they're like,
down.
look at that.
Yeah, look at that. It's on the floor now. It was up high. But
Nah, that
instead, game 3, mate. We're in the spring split, all right? We're going to be seeing who is going to be going through into that 4th match with the lead in the series. That 2-1 is going to be vital in these best of 7s.
Absolutely. And now we're basically into the best of 5. Like you're alluding to, the shot coming through, Rise couldn't quite. Well, he does get a beautiful save in the end. Itachi forcing forward. Monkey moves very awkward. Does get a touch for Tira. He's circling like a shark right now. They're going the low 50 game. This is the KCorp special. They love their 50-50s. Johnny Boy's all over them as well. We need to stop mentioning his name, actually. That's twice now on this cast. He's not even here.
Free brand.
I got to get him out of my head right now. Vatira goes for the shot, though. Just the toe poke off the ground. The speed was too much, and they get the first on the board.
That is the most toe-punted goal I've ever seen in my life. But Derek just goes donk. It smacks it with zero form. No, that was like a kid hitting the ball for the first time and just swings his leg at it. Absolutely sends it towards the net. Did not know where that was going to end up, but it goes laser straight with accuracy. And 40 seconds in, KCorp getting the first lead in one of these games with that first goal that we are looking at. Exotic sends that ball low and right onto the backboard. Itachi has to stretch to get that one away. First minute is going to be paused. CJ, mate, it looks like you left the match and then Seiko, bless him, called pause. I don't know if that was just because he saw you leave. Oh, no, there's also a mic issue. Okay, we're fine.
Oh, I thought I've just stuffed everyone.
I thought Seiko.
Everyone, it's okay. No one panic. I haven't done anything wrong. I just got timed out and I panicked.
It literally said,
I didn't know what was happening.
CJ has left the match. And then Seiko, all caps, pause. We cannot go on. We can't do this if CJ's not here. But instead...
I'm glad he did that because we've got this connection, me and Seiko. And I just... he needs me in the lobby. It's that good luck charm. Some people go for, a certain preset or something, a certain card decal, but, for him, it's just having me in the lobby. It was 100% win rate. Well, actually, that's not true. I did beat him.
Did you? You beat him when?
What do you mean?
What do you mean when?
I beat him with full split last year, mate.
Bro, you're still holding on to it. You're as bad as T-Bates holding on to his alpha is a top 6 player from 8 months ago. You can't hold on to that.
1v1. I honestly, it was a 3-1. It should have been a 3-0. It wasn't even close in the end. And well, he still thinks about it. We bring it up every time I see him, at the land.
I'm sure he loves that.
He does, and that's why I left the match, and I'm in his head again. Let's get the pause. Let's get back into the game. We are resuming right here, right now. The mic issues are coming through. I am back in the server, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy about it.
He can continue. He can play with his mighty friend CJ being able to watch.
Yeah, his placebo's gone now, so he's going to be locked in right now. But, well, they do need to get locked in because there's still a goal down. They haven't magically taken a goal off the scoreboard, which maybe is what Seiko was hoping for.
I don't think we can say that. I think there was just a mic issue, and that's all we can say. I don't think Seiko was trying to flub the scores at all.
Oh, well, there's definitely no other players that we've seen attempt that in the past. But anyway, here we go. Monkey Moon gets a shot on there to touch. He does get the touchdown. Seiko with a 50-50. Falls straight to Exotic though, and Vatira might be able to follow this one up. Monkey Moon with the cut. BDS holding on for now. The low 50s in midfield. It is so frustrating to play this KCorp team because they're so happy to just conserve boost and take these low 50s, bait you into challenge and use all your boost, all your resources.
I mean, they'll go for that, but also there'll be somebody who is waiting nearby, able to then go for that follow-up shot where they'll pinch it towards the left or right, wherever their teammate is at that point. It looks horrible to play against. And so far, BDS have fallen prey to it over and over again. And Tachi onto that back wall. Can't get the double off Seiko, who actually manages to get a great touch. Vatira holding it in that 6-yard box. Right now, going for that low 50, but going up against one of the masters of it. Exotic can clear it away. Ends up finding Seiko on the right with 30 boost and a reset. He gets tackled by Itachi. He knows how dangerous those situations are.
Rise has to come up big here. Awkward on the first touch. The pre-flip does get a dunk, however. BDS low on boost. Rise picks up the corner. That could help him here in defense. Itachi circling, but a massive touch there. Gets him out of trouble. And the follow-up, perhaps. Rise doing it all himself. Exotic bails the team out in midfield. And KCorp holding on to this lead for now.
It's about 2 minutes remaining. And Monkey Moon taking a massive shot on net. That's going to be a low shot to follow.
No!
And CJ, we get our special. It's an own goal, my friend.
There's always an own goal. The crossbar was a fantastic setup there. Rise just didn't get it on target, and Seiko did the rest, bumping Itachi into the ball. BDS get the equaliser. Well, it wasn't them who actually hit it, but they'll take it. The old, the pull shot goal, really.
Yeah, got sent into that one. Unfortunate for him, but that's going to be credited to Rise with 2 minutes remaining now. This is a more competitive game, considering now that Error has found its way into the back of the blue net. Rise challenge off versus Vatira, that former teammate rivalry coming out big after Rise is already dispatched of Moist yesterday. He went through Joyo. Now Vatira is next on that chopping block, giving a lot of love to both of his former teammates over on Twitter, all over social media, generally in his interviews. Those guys staying fantastic friends. Rise, though, wanting to devastate the blue side of the pitch. The second goal is a beauty.
Yeah, forget about the friendliness. We love seeing the banter back and forth. And, well, Rise, he's at the forefront of most of the beef that happens on Twitter or in any Twitch stream. It's great to see him getting a goal back. BDS, well, they conceded the first, but it's their turn now to make the comeback in one of these games. Exotic's very awkward. Does get a good touch.
It's through these individual game comebacks where you look at who scores first, that is no indication of who's actually going to be taking that game down. A minute 20.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, there's a little bit, but I think it's actually a majority of the time the team that scored first hasn't won, right? Or it's at least 50-50 right now.
Oh, yeah, so I think we're looking at historical figures. It's definitely a landslide for scoring first.
Sure, historical figures, CJ, but I was talking about this series as a microcosm, mate.
But it's not really getting to the point where let's let them score the first goal and see what happens, but...
Can you stop muddying the comms, please?
Sorry, I'm just trying to say that, you bring up these stats, but they just don't make sense at all. Itachi gets a pass infield. Seiko just hangs around. Forget going back to net. He's ready for it. The pop-up from Exotic 6 boost to work with, but he makes do here. Shot on net. That just it saves the team. Save Exotic into Vatira. Find a way here. KCorp still alive. 35 seconds on the clock.
Oh, that's an awkward touch from Monkey Moon. Really challenges Rise on that goal line. 30 seconds remaining. Going to be seeing BDS's defense pushed hard as much as they can be. Seiko with one tap on, accelerates that ball to supersonic speeds, and supersonic Seiko secures the third.
Look at the way he positions his car here. Just finds that deft touch there. The skim was too much for a touch here, and that is game, set, not match. Just yet. BDS looking good for the series lead here, though, to go 2-1 up. It's huge here in these best of sevens. Just start to get that confidence and maybe put this KCorp team under the pump. They've already lost so far once this tournament, which is, it's pretty rare for KCorp, I'd say. Just losing in general.
I mean, yeah, it is. They haven't lost on a Saturday for a very long time, and yet yesterday they did. They are not losing this game so far, though, with 10 seconds remaining. Vatira secures one to the right with a double mess up on the post. Seiko and Rise both deciding to dance over on that side. With 10 seconds now, it's going to be a big push from KC.
Find a way here, 8 seconds. They've got the kickoff in their possession. Exotic getting the pass back down to Itachi. Rise is there to block it out. 3 seconds left. KCorp have to keep it up. Vatira does get around Rise. Monkey moves pre-jump, the bump coming through. KCorp, one last chance. What can they do? Seiko block out. No boost here for BDS. Vatira keeps it up. Awkward touch. Ball hits the ground. BDS get the lead in the series.
And do you want to know something, Steve? You've done a really fun stat. The team that has scored first has now lost twice in this series. Isn't that a fun stat for you to not argue against? Because I'm talking about this series and not the season as a whole, mate.
I just think it's a fantastic series so far, and regardless of the stats that you're trying to bring up, that it's just irrelevant because it's a statistical anomaly, all right?
It's okay that I'm right. It's okay that I'm right, and KC are right in taking a timeout here. Going 2 games down, we always agree. We always mention it. It's the time to do it. You lose 2, doesn't matter when. You don't want to be going through to that final game where you need to be winning every single one to win the series. No. You need to be taking it right here, right now. Make sure that you've got at least one buffer game where you can make sure you set everything in motion.
Yep. You just don't want to go down to, facing series point, match point, 3-1 down in a best of 7. I mean, well, we sort of said it yesterday in that Moist Liquid series, but then Liquid, well, they mounted a pretty impressive reverse sweep. This time, though, I mean, you just, as we said, stats don't lie. It's less than 1% chance you're going to bank that reverse sweep. Obviously, KCorp have that 1 win on the board, but the timeout here is huge. Get the 2-2, level the series up, turn it into a best of 3. Another, I love the cast. The casters always do this. Now it's a best of 5. Now it's a best of 3. They wanted to get into a best of 3. Next 2 games win. This timeout is everything right now.
And also, I like seeing the players relax. They're taking a second. They're putting their controllers down. They haven't got time to go into free play. You can't go into free play right now. You need to be waiting in these lobbies. They need to stretch their hands, make sure they maybe stand up. Vatira, yesterday was standing up during one of the overtimes, during the timeouts too. BDS are going for an absolute trek. They're on a walk. They're walking around the room, making sure that they are able to get everything warmed up that they need for this series, because they are in a fantastic spot. They're 2-1 up against KCorp. As far as I know, nobody out of the pre-show brackets has predicted this result, because I went for KCorp, Johnny went for KCorp, Shogun went for KCorp, and Cole went for BDS. Of course, right? What is happening with Cole?
He knows something. He knows something.
Real.
He's got insider knowledge. I'm not sure how he's done it or how he's found out, but something is happening with Cole's predictions, and it's getting weird.
Check his controller. I don't trust it. I do not trust that ginger boy.
I don't trust him at all. I've never trusted him, and now it's just more proof than ever. Here we go. Game number 4, the timeout from KCorp. How do they come back into this series? Do they lock it up 2-2, or will it be BDS moving on to series point?
It's going to be the proving grounds here on Utopia, where Itachi goes that central with that ball with the double commit. It's going to actually be pinching pretty awkwardly over towards the side of KCorp's half, but nice pass from one to the other, back to the third. Exotic, though, can't get that final touch, and it just shoots from side to side in a very, very trusting pass back from Vatira towards Itachi waiting in there.
Yeah, just backed out of that one to take as much speed off it as possible. Exotic gets the beat out. Rise pre-jumps the pass, finds a way, and that's what BDS have done. They've locked down the midfield, haven't let KCorp go to work with these aerial fakes, aerial pass plays, and also beating them out down the other end as well. Monkey Moon, huge 50-50 touch. He's awkward, does get a skim to the back post. Actually, the ideal touch in the end to let his teammates follow up, but again, it's still BDS with this early advantage.
Vatira with one pass to that sidewall actually finds the target, but blocks out by Monkey before it really gets threatening at all. Rise versus Itachi, and Itachi is going to be the winner of that one. Underneath 4 minutes remaining, and Seiko 15 alongside Exotic, and he is just more muscular. Exotic can clear it away from him, but Rise comes in for the challenge. Itachi now sending it high over and over again, our KCorp, and I really feel like BDS is starting to read that, especially with one whiff on the backboard. That ball stays floating for a scarily long time in the KC half.
Yeah, Rise was in the corner looking for demos, and that's been the story of this game so far. They've been the more aggressive team, but it can come back to bite you. Vatira finds the opening. BDS, no one back at all.
That full aggression from BDS, and Rise with, I think, a good pass. I like Rise's pass there a lot because he gets it past every defender. Monkey Moon staying, what I'm going to say in quotes, a safe distance out, but so safe that it ends up being completely unsafe as they end up conceding from a nice interception.
Not safe at all there from BDS, especially. It's such an important game. You really want to secure that first goal and really lock out this potential 3-1 lead in the series, but maybe it is KCorp's turn to get back in control. After a timeout, you feel like they're a good enough team to adapt. We've seen what they can do internationally against different teams throughout series, and might be another case here against BDS. They certainly have adapted and found a way to just almost bait BDS into these touches and find these openings. BDS over-aggressing and leading to these chances.
One touch to the ceiling, and Vatira finds Itachi. A complete miss, a genius fake, in fact, and Vatira can secure it off his own pass. Did Itachi get a touch? Oh, he did get a touch. Actually tips it down to the backboard. He did. You disagree.
I think it nearly looked like it was going to be a goal regardless. There was just the threat of Itachi on the backboard. BDS, they flailed in defense. They didn't know. All right, he might have touched it.
He did touch it. There's no might about it, CP.
Well, I know. There's a chance that he might have touched it.
No, he did touch it. There's no chance of might.
I'm saying that there's a possibility that he might have gotten the assist on that goal.
Confirmed.
Well, it's great to hear that you think he's done it. And, you know, it really... Regardless, the presence there was huge, and maybe a goal back here from BDS. Locked out, no boost from Vatira, but KCorp, as we said, it's that aggression. They've found a way to counter-attack and then turned it into a bit of cherry-picker mode there. Itachi on that backboard. As I said, just the presence was enough. Regardless of whether he touched it, the presence faked out BDS, and that's all they needed.
It's fine, yeah, because he also got the assist, which I think backs me up. If he did not get that touch now, please nobody actually check this. Just believe that I'm right. I do not want fact-checking to happen. Exotic onto that slider, wants to go for that double touch, but instead Rise blocks him out, but Itachi thwarting his efforts to move down pitch. Vatira onto that ceiling, can get the double. 2-3 touches we saw in game number 1 where he got a screamer for the second for KC. This time it's not going to be quite as fortuitous. Itachi with a shot just high. If that's on target, Seiko is not back in time.
He definitely touched that one. Seiko gets it up high. Monkey Moon beaten out by Exotic. Itachi, the aggression, the bumps coming through. KCorp 2-0 up. They want a third here. Vatira gets the beat out, but, well, maybe he doesn't as Rise is ready for it. Itachi boost to work with. They're just killing time off the clock. Here's Stumpy. The shot coming through. Seiko dives. They need to get it down the other end. KCorp just going to work, just killing time left, right, and center.
And the final minute now sees BDS needing to push yet again. They were forcing KC into this position last game. Now it's going to fall to them. Right, just waiting patiently. Exotic has a lot of time to get one boost away. And with a double pass into the center, Exotic just keeps playing, keep away with that ball. Monkey up for the redirect. The pass back down, but Rise isn't there to receive.
Oh, the bump as well almost goes in. Seiko does get the touch, but as you said, KCorp, they're just playing keep away until they find the opening. There's the third. Itachi gets credited. He gets the goal. Great setup there from Exotic.
That's such a nice pass central too, with Itachi, the slight free jump up about less than half a second before that ball leaves the nose of Exotic. And that's 3 clear for KCorp. Utopia, after their timeout, has done well for the Blue Wall, and that is going to make them 12-2 in games after a timeout. A brilliant record for them, boosting their already incredibly high 85% win rate.
It just stinks of a series that's going to go the distance, doesn't it? It just has that smell about it from game number 1 here. KCorp, well, it's all said and done here in game number 4. This series is going to be tied up. The timeout Now, it's a question whether BDS throw one down the other way here. 10 seconds left. They might be able to steal at least a little bit of momentum, some confidence going into game number 5. Is there an opportunity? 2 seconds left. Maybe it's KCorp getting another one. A touch is on the backboard. Maybe something special. Drop down goes wide.
BDS are yet to call a timeout this event so far. They've only had one series where they've been able to in the lower bracket quarters, the best of sevens that we saw yesterday, and they just beat Moist 4-1. They had no need to do it. However, they have not done well throughout the season so far. They have had 3 timeouts called against them, and every single time they have lost following. So, are they going to be taking one at this moment? I haven't seen a call for a timeout, and our lovely producer has just confirmed that we will not be getting a timeout called for Team BDS. CJ, what do you think about that?
Yeah, as you said, the producer said no timeout and also said Itachi touching that ball had no impact on that goal earlier. So it's great to get some support as well from production there. KCorp tying it up, as we said, and so many people in. Just I appreciate the overwhelming support in regards to that goal earlier from KCorp. Just that touch had no bearing on the goal. It just would have been a fake anyway. The goal was all said and done. Here we go, though, Stumpy. Game number 5. Series tied up. Come on.
I prefer Cole. The kickoff is going to be going the way of that orange side as Seiko sends it long to that back ball. But Vatira, intelligently, going for that block, does actually manage to get no touch on it. And KC immediately whiffing on a few vital touches, letting BDS so early on into this game.
Maybe they didn't need the timeout at all. They've come out of the gate swinging here. The boost pickup doesn't come through. Seiko steals it. BDS on the attack and looking dangerous right now. The boost is low for KCorp. Rise trying to go to work in the corner. The close touch double doesn't quite work, but BDS is setting up in this midfield, Stumpy. They're setting up for the long game. They're playing the resource game, and it's working out. The touchdown, Rise follow up. The shot is so weak, and it doesn't go anywhere near the goal.
The heat map so far burning white hot for BDS, and Seiko is burning brighter than a star on that one.
Oh, Rise's shot didn't mean anything because Seiko, the immediate follow-up, the pressure was too much. Double tap off the ceiling. Seiko getting to work. That is the World Champs MVP. He's there for a reason. He's one of the best players. He was the best player in the world last season, or at least one of. He's back.
Monkey Moon passing that time towards Rise, receives it back to Monkey Moon, but Rise waiting, demoed for his troubles. Now 1-1 with Exotic versus Seiko. Seiko is going to win that one with a pre-jump on the pass. Sachi sending over the top of Rise. No one there, however, to receive his passing. We've seen a few teams do that, where they'll go for the assumed way that they want their teammates to be, but not actually checking where their teammates are, and then they just let the pressure go. But this time, KC have done a very good job of maintaining that pressure. One pass central, one pass back. The shot towards Monkey Moon is hardcore in there.
That was like a chess match. Monkey, it felt like KCorp were 3 steps ahead, but Monkey was ready for it. The defense was up off the front post. Pre-jump came through and keeps BDS with this lead. Now Rise gets a shot. Exotic gets a huge touch out. He was under the ball, out of position. KCorp pushing down there, and this is end-to-end Rocket League right now. KCorp trying to find a way back into this game number 5.
KCorp have definitely been trying to turn up this pressure after their first 40 seconds or so, where the ball genuinely, I don't think, went into the orange half for more than a second or so. They've definitely been improving, but Rise over the top of one, only has to go for the bump here. Calls in Seiko rather, to help him out, and Monkey Moon now on the right-hand side. Challenging versus Exotic. Exotic wins that battle, and Rise 50 alongside him, and Exotic winning yet again. He has been all over these 50-50s.
It's only subtle there, but I love Monkey Moon just earlier, delaying his touch when he was third man, allowing time for his teammates to rotate out and get to help out the offense again. Maybe the skim could be on target. That could have been a goal if Seiko got a touch. KCorp just playing with fire in the midfield a little bit, pass across. Itachi just finds a way left-hand side. KCorp people equalise.
The passing plays for KC are starting to pay off, and Vatira finding Itachi. He sends it back behind 2 defenders on the side of BDS. We hit halftime in the game, we hit parity in the scoreline, and we see these teams ramping up to a level that they are both attempting to hit, just to have the honour of facing Liquid in that lower bracket final.
Yeah, it feels like all the series today, Stumpy, are going to have that grand final feel about them, and this one is certainly no different.
Out of interest, DJ, Do you agree with what we were saying on the pre-show, where this is the most stacked top 4 we've ever seen in any region?
Yes. Exotic gets the ball on the corner. Monkey Moon can't quite get the touch. We've got 2 minutes on the clock here, Stumpy, in game number 5. The all-important go-ahead game. Vatira trying to get to work. Seiko with the pre-jump. Blocks out. Huge dunk there from Vatira. Exotic let's get the beat out. Rises awkward, but makes a huge touch while he gets demoed. Now it's Seiko go to work.
The demo's really starting to be a lot more prevalent for KC on these pushes. Exotic now with 1 reset and then a man waiting central. Both fake each other out now. Seiko with a 1v1 versus Vatira. He goes high with it. He goes for the edge roll bump. It is successful. It is Seiko time and time again.
KCorp just let him in and Seiko said, thank you very much. Vatira left on an island last man. That's easy as you like from Seiko. BDS, well, they just got let in a bit by KCorp. The defense just went away for a second. No midfield game and Seiko capitalizes.
A long touch from Seiko over the top of Vatira forces him to half flip and then maintain control. Obviously, he does so until Rise, former teammate, steps in the way and shuts him down. Monkey trying to work around Vatira, but this corner is very much his domain as he works out, trying to find that new ground. He only finds that BDS backboard, and no chances to score have apparated on the side of KC for a little while now. That one, if on target, would have found its way in, but Rise just sent it with too much beans.
Yeah, he almost was focusing too much on the power, making sure that he got it online with enough boost, so KCorp couldn't quite get back in time, but he just put it too high there. BDS, they don't need a goal. That's a positive right now. Seiko fires one on target. Vatira does get the save. Rise now trying to make some magic happen in the corner. BDS, 40 seconds left. Just have to hold out here to take that crucial 3-2 lead.
Seiko onto that ceiling, but absolutely relinquishes control of that ball. Vatira into the sky. Opts out of going for the ball instead and bumps one defender. Instead, it falls back down with the save coming in. 30 seconds remain, and KC chasing.
Exotic now with the touch pass across. No follow-up. The whip's coming out the double mid. Seiko touch.
Oh.
It's just not enough here. BDS, they had all the men back. Everyone set up, but they couldn't find the touch they needed.
And Vatira taking that weak shot, that means that there's no power on that ball for then Seiko to clear it long. Even if Seiko's in a good position, that ball can't really go that far. And he was just falling, trying to cover that previous save. Final 20 seconds sees KC with a little bit of momentum, but Monkey Moon with that 100 corner boost is now going to have KC just wanting to pick up a few pennies to make sure they can be continuing on these attacks.
BDS almost played it too safe there. It got them out of position. They were so deep in net, but the fast backboard caught them out. Now with 2 seconds left, maybe KCorp can absolutely steal it here. Game number 5, a touch. He does send it downfield. Seiko wants to drop the ball. We have overtime. This game is enormous. Winner moves on to series point, match point, and just puts the other team, Stumpy, right under the pump.
It's going to be the first overtime that we've seen in this series as well. And Rise to that backboard. Challenges versus Vatira. This time Vatira is going to be coming out more successfully. But that's open. That's a bump. And again, that is Seiko. Hat-trick hero. 3 games for BDS. It is series point.
Huge win here from BDS, and it's the bumps coming through. Monkey Moon secures that. Make sure it goes straight in. Seiko, as you said, a hat-trick opportunity for the man, the myth, the world's MVP. And BDS, the new, well, I don't even want to say the new kids on the block, but it is the new roster on the block with Rise. They are taking it right up to this past major champion, the former major champion right here.
Now, I'm sorry, but how has Cole called this? How has Cole said, oh, obviously BDS are just going to be in the semi-final and then also win? What is he doing?
Well, he's clearly, I think you need to know what he's doing and follow him right now because he is just flawless so far. He cannot do a single thing wrong, that man. And, well, BDS, they're not really putting a foot wrong either here in this series. I mean, you're never going to 4-0 KCorp, but, I mean, 3-2 up right now, a chance to take this win 4-2 and move on to play Liquid there in that lower final. Everything on the line right now. BDS was, as we said, you said at the start off the top of this series, they need every single point they can possibly get if they want to have a chance at a World Championship berth. And, well, this could be just a fantastic opportunity. But do they start thinking about it now, Stumpy? Is it in the back of their head now they're on match point?
Yes. first 5 seconds goes without any incident, and the midfield is going to have Vatira to that backboard. Tries to find Exotic, but Rise with a gigantic clear. That right wing finding opportunities over and over again with Rise now. Chance to shoot. Backboard found. Exotic to clear away. And Neo Tokyo, the stadium where this BDS dream may well continue.
And it's BDS with the early aggressors as well, winning the pressure off the kickoff. KCorp having to defend with low boosted touch. He almost gets bumped out by Monkey Moon. Rise could go to work off the ceiling, tries to get the follow-up, but again, zero boost from KCorp, but they're finding a way to hold on.
Seiko, that back left corner is going to be found, but the boost taken by Exotic and faked out actually, with Seiko not able to push on that too far. He leaves with very little boost, pinching wide of the target. Seiko can then pick up and then be sent to the scrapyard. Itachi in the skies, caught out by Monkey Moon on that opportunity, and the ball just being passed back over and over again. No inter-team passes being found whatsoever.
And Seiko just circling that ceiling there, waiting for Vatira to make a play. The whiff coming through, but means Monkey Moon gets an opportunity. Started on net, he's put it in. BDS get the opener.
It looked like the defender there assumed that was going to be a touch into then a shot. Exotic actually jumping for it, tries to shut down the angle, but sent back behind him. The goal explodes with the colours of BDS as they find the lead on their series point game.
He just got the perfect touch there, Monkey Moon, as you said, putting it behind with the power as well. Exotic wasn't quite ready for it, and well, it is, as we said, BDS get the opener. Vatira with an opportunity, goes low, but Monkey Moon helps out there. BDS hold on. KCorp had the perfect opportunity. Maybe it's still going to be a goal. Exotic does find it eventually. KCorp instantly equalised.
It didn't take too long for KC to come back into this one, and it falls back down to all of that pressure. Monkey Moon having to half flip on the sidewall. Actually does a great job of that. Half flipping on the sidewall is horrendous, and yet he nearly puts a whisker to that touch. Instead, though, we see Exotic dive his way in and secure the one very soon after BDS got theirs.
Yeah, they're too good of a team to go out that easy, or are they? Monkey Moon, Vatira just whiffs off the backboard, caught out of position, perhaps not expecting the beat out from Seiko or the power. The Rise bump came through as well, and it was Vatira left all alone in defense again.
Tell you what though, Monkey Moon, he had to have the foresight for that positioning. How many players are going to bank on Vatira missing that? How many players are going to miss out on that very free open chance? Not many, but Monkey Moon knows what those chances they can mean. And Monkey Moon yet again pushes on the issue hard and secures another. The third for him, the third for BDS, and a monumental goal in this series.
The hat-trick from Monkey Moon in the most important game so far. Match point for BDS. They take the 3-1 lead. KCorp, how do you respond now? Backs against the wall. Lose this year out of the tournament. A fourth place, Stumpy. That's not where we expect this KCorp lineup.
It would be their worst event that they have had since the fall major, where they came in 5th to 8th. Apart from that, this will be their first regional where they don't make the grand final. There is everything on the line for KCorp in the opener here in spring after they've taken down that winter major. And it is BDS at the helm of their destruction.
What a team to do it, this Rise acquisition as well. Vatira's coming through. There it is. BDS, they don't want to just win with a nice little 1-goal, 2-goal. They want to stomp this KCorp lineup.
And Monkey Moon stomping any defender that stands in their way. Another bump, another goal. The physicality as he wraps the French flag around their neck and pulls them to the ground.
KCorp in massive trouble here. Game number 6. Vatira, what has he got to show? Seiko bumps him off the ball. Itachi, maybe his opportunity over the top. Double touch goes wide. Exotic. Oh, it's wide as well. KCorp never miss those, but they're doing it right here. Game 6.
Exotics hit that with the power of a marshmallow hitting a brick wall, and in the end he can rotate back round in, slams it as no defender is able to get any chance on a save. Seiko missing the one, Rise diving to get any cover on the net. In the end though, this lead is cut down to just 2, but what a hard 2 it's going to be to wrestle back from.
And KCorp won't have to worry too much about that miss. They made up for it there. 2 goals. They get the pressure off the kickoff as well. 2 minutes left, 2 goals for KCorp to stay alive in this tournament. Can they do it, Stumpy?
There's a very good chance that KC, with their sheer determination, that they will be able to come back in and win this game. But with every second, it looks harder and harder. Vatira working his way over the top, but Monkey Moon able to get one clear away. Low on boost, though, and in a backflip from Itachi, sees Seiko with 100 boost, and these chances just look desperate from KC.
BDS are looking a little bit awkward in defense now, perhaps feeling the pressure, knowing that they just need to lock it down here. Minute 30 on the clock. Exotic gets the pop over the top. Seiko with the dunk. Rise has to backtrack in defense. Monkey Moon just sitting in net. He is going to not leave that net for anything right now. BDS, minute 30 to hold on and move on into the lower final.
1 minute 20, those 10 seconds is ticking down time and time again, with Vatira now trying to go over the top of Seiko. Fakes high, goes low. Itachi to shoot, but blocked out by Rise on that chance. Seiko low on boost, but with ball possession, given straight back to KC, they can push once more.
Set up well right now. Vatira gets a touch across. 1 minute on the clock. What can they do here? Exotic has to make the save. He's awkward. Lands in net. Seiko pushing forward. Is this going to be the steal? Monkey Moon just backs off Stumpy. He doesn't need a goal. He knows that they just need to hang on.
Rise wanting to push close on Exotic for that chance, and it forced Exotic to leave that ball away with one reset. It could be the 1-2. The Rise bump, the Vatira save. No chance for a goal on that one. Vatira staying so strong and solid, but 40 seconds remain, and KC's tournament life is on the line.
That would have been the stealer right there, but there's still a chance. Itachi fakes it out. Vatira gets to go to work. Ground pitch, double touch. Can he do it? Rise blocks him out. The former teammate Itachi as well fires one on net, but it's Monkey Moon this time. 24 seconds.
Rise wanting to push this topic, but with one clear coming out and nobody really on KC to push it apart from Itachi, it's going to be a few more seconds ticking away.
Here we go, Monkey Moon now. This is going to be it. BDS, 10 seconds on the clock. It is all over Red Road, but BDS have done it. They've made KCorp look silly here in game number 6. It's at the hands of Monkey Moon. Who else? And they're going to get one back. Vatira, well, I could say it's still alive, but I'd say there's 0.01 seconds left.
It would have made your caster call a lot better if that was at 0 seconds, so you could really hype it up, because now BDS have won. But now we've got a really awkward second where literally anything can happen. Will it be an overtime? Will it be a BDS win? It's a high kickoff for KCorp. It goes towards Monkey Moon, though. It finds the ground. Team BDS silence 45,000 fans tuning into Kometo right now as they move on to the lower bracket final, and KCorp are out.
An enormous result for this new roster that just have to do everything they can. They need every single point to try and get a World Championship berth, and what a better statement to make in their first regional than taking down KCorp, the best team in the world. This team is, well, they mean business, Stumpy.
They do. This is the real deal. This is what some of these European shakeups can do. We saw North America do it last year when they dominated the Winter Major in LA. That was a full North American show. This is Europe's time. These crazy switch-ups between the top teams, and it is only just beginning. This is only the Spring European Open, and yet BDS taking on KCorp in the most spectacular fashion. And Rise is on a destruction path through his former teammates. He took down Joyo yesterday on Moist. He's taken down Vatira here on KCorp. And he moves forward with BDS to face off against Liquid, one of the few teams in this entire competition that haven't made a change.
Look at Monkey Moon as well. I bet he's straight on Twitter to let everyone know about it. This is just a massive result, as you said. It's for their confidence as well, just knowing they're the reigning world champions, but it just felt like they didn't believe in themselves anymore. They pick up Rise, the new acquisition. Rise certainly believed in this lineup with these teammates, and they are showing it. It's just coming out in spades right now. KCorp, perhaps, as we said, they were leaking goals all tournament long. That's not the KCorp that was winning the San Diego, winning the Winter Major. So it's perhaps a disappointing result there for KCorp, but still a top 4. A lot of teams would be happy, but they've got high expectations.
They do, and we've still got more Rocket League coming after the break. Make sure that you settle down and you see us soon.